Hello, I'm back for part 4 of the photo mantle clock. Hopefully you've gotten this far, and now we are going to add the pieces to the covering for piece D and piece E. That's the top and bottom. So you will ink the edges again. Okay, I hope you're following along all right. If not, if you're having a hard time, please feel free to email me at lindahardwickdesigns@yahoo.ca, and I will help you any way I can. So now we're going to add piece D. I'm just going to put it on the paper, the back of the paper. Okay. May have got a little overboard on the glue here. Okay. And center it. Burnish. I like to leave more space on the edges, like here, and push this towards the back so it's flush with the back. So I kind of like that, the extra little edges showing, the border. It's kind of like a border. Okay, now we're going to put it on piece E. This is really very beautiful paper. Sweet sentiments. Lovely. If you like that. I love graphic 45 paper. I can't tell you how much I love it. I'm a real fan. And they were kind enough to let me put it onto my packaging that I've used it. Very good. And I appreciate it. So, here we go. Hopefully, like I said, you can go around later and, you know, check out these corners. Like, I don't like getting too, like I said, getting too close to the corner, but then I go around later and fix it. So, okay, there we go. So now you can understand why I use, I'm using hinges that match. Now, if you, any little pieces, any little chipboard showing right there, I would just take, you know, I would just take the ink and make sure it's just covered up, you know, it's not a big deal. And sometimes that happens, right? It doesn't happen every time, but sometimes. Okay, so now we'll put on the back of F. We'll put that piece on. Trying to go closer to the corners. Some really good coverage. I like the zip dry because it dries really fast. And then we're going to line up the holes, both holes. And then we're going to burnish. You know, you can move the glue out to the edges. And then you would go around. Should have inked the edges of these, but I can do it right now. Just sometimes I forget. I just ink those edges when they're down, but it's not always that easy one. Depends on the piece, right? Like for these two side pieces, you wouldn't be able to do that. Okay, I think I've got everything in line really nicely. We'll set that aside. You can see how nice that is, how finished that looks. So we'll set it aside, and I'm going to work on piece I and J. So I is the front of the clock. So what I do is I cut around the edge, of course, like I asked you to do. I'm going to take I, not too close to the edge or to the corner, the circle, the hole in the middle, little bit of it, can't talk. And then press. I usually try and do this usually about the same color as the hinges. And now I'm going to take this the clock face that you'll be getting in your kit won't be identical to this because I'm just unable to include that in the kit because it isn't mine. But the one you'll be getting will be mine. I think I'm pretty... You got to be very careful you're not putting too much glue here. Now you're going to line up the 12 and put it, you know, you want to leave, I think it's about 1/8 of an inch, but center it. Any glue, you just rub off. Not a big deal. Okay. Now I always take a little circle, you know, to match the paper. Cut a hole in it. Try to get this down really flat because you are going to have the hands on here, right? Looks like I'm a little bit, I need some glue there. But see the mess it makes if you don't, but it will just come off with this. And you just rub, 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 rub. Okay. And this just gets glued onto here. Now this is one I like to use, my 3-in-1. Because it's a little heavier piece that's going on there, I like to use the Beacons 3-in-1. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to ink the edges. So you're going to ink the edges. Before you do that, it's really important. There we go. Oh, I'm spreading the glue everywhere. Isn't that lovely? Okay, here we go. Now, when you're putting this 3-in-1 glue on, it does take a little bit longer to dry. And it does spread pretty good. You don't want to put it too close to the inside circle there, because the shaft of the clock will be going through there. Now you're going to line up your holes. You're going to make sure that the 12 and the 6 are down there. You hold that down for a few minutes. Okay. We'll set that aside. We're going to take our piece J. We're going to ink the edges of the paper. Then we're going to ink the edges of J. You see there's a piece there for the brad. I didn't include the brad because I didn't know what color paper everyone was going to use. So I'm just going to glue this on with the zip dry, the coordinating paper. Tiny bit there. Alrighty, line up the hole, the tiny hole. And burnish with your finger. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to add this. We'll turn it over. You see how nice and pretty that looks. Now, what I like to do is I like to take a piece of the 1/2 inch or whatever you have of the score tape, and I like to take a little piece and cut off maybe 1/2 inch. Then I like to take that piece and put it on the inside underneath the hole, so you